But before we get started, let me give the little disclosure that I must say that I'm not a doctor and I'm not claiming to be. And anything I say tonight, if you feel you need to talk to your doctor, please talk to your doctor first, because you don't want to go ahead and do something without talking to him if he has you on a different routine. But just really test everything and make sure it is approved. That's my only encouragement to you, because doctors always mean well, but in my past, I think part of my story is to tell you I always haven't been led the right way by certain people, and that's all I can say. But just remember, I'm not a doctor. What I'm telling you tonight is just stuff that works, okay? It's worked for me. It's stuff that's worked for many other people, and it's stuff that has helped and improved my journey. So on these walk and talks, we look at a problem, but we focus in on a solution. And tonight, the problem is people are hurting and they desire to be healthy, but they don't reach out and try new things. Okay, once again, people are hurting, they desire to be healthy, but they really don't truly desire, they don't reach out and try new things, right? So they get in this comfort zone. They're just like, you know what? I've been doing this way for so long. I'm not sure if if I'm willing to take a risk. Or I heard from this one guy on TV that this is the only way to go. This person told me this, or this, Google search said this, or this doctor said this. And then I asked them, I said, well, how is your situation? How is your health? Is it optimal? Is it getting better? Have you gotten better results with different ways you've taken? And most of the time I hear the responses of, well, I really haven't made too many adjustments, but I really believe with what I'm doing, it works. And I'm like, well, if it works, why aren't you getting the results that you desire, right? So they continue to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over. And we all know that if you do something over and over and expect different results, that's the definition of insanity. So if you're here tonight and you've been trying to sit there and break through when it comes to your health, mentally, physically, spiritually, and you really haven't gotten there, we have to learn to make adjustments. Sometimes people say, well, Justin, you adjust a lot. And I always sit there and respond back with, I'm going to adjust until I feel as if I got it right. And if that means I have to adjust every day, I'm going to continue to keep on adjusting to become the best version of myself. Because as I continue to learn and as I continue to grow, then I'm able to share what has worked and what hasn't worked. And if there's one person here that has tried a ton, it's me. So you can take it to the bank. When I tell you something, I'm not on here just talking about stuff that I don't know about. I'm talking about stuff that I've actually lived out and that I walk out and that I do on a daily basis. Now, sometimes I take off, weeks or a few weeks here and there to give my body a break to see how it responds, to see what works and what doesn't work. But tonight, what I'm telling you about what we're going to be talking about has worked tremendously for me. So let's not be insane. Let's not keep on doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Let's be the people that are the team action, the Amy's, right? Making things happen, being creative, taking an initiative, not sitting on the sideline, waiting for everybody else to do it, sitting on the bench. Let's be the people that are in the game, hitting the home runs, hitting the grand slams, scoring the touchdowns, hitting the hole-in-ones. That's team walk and talk, right? So, the solution to tonight is very simple, okay? And you're probably gonna be like, what are you talking about at first? Like, this is the solution? But I believe it's part of the solution. We're not gonna be able to give the whole solution on one walk and talk, but this is gonna be a big part of your solution and what you've been going through. And the solution is to try Kefir. Try Kefir. What is Kefir? Okay, tonight I'm going to give you an acronym, okay, and the acronym is Kefir. So hopefully you won't be able to forget that. And if you've never heard of Kefir, tonight you're going to know all about it. And I'm pretty sure that when you're done with watching this walk and talk, you're going to do everything in your power to find out how to get your hands on this kefir. So, number one, well, the first letter in the acronym is to know. You have to know about kefir, okay? And kefir production all starts with the grains, okay? If you've tried kefir before, I would love to know. Let me know in the comments below. I want to know if you've had an experience with kefir. Tonight we're not talking about water kefir. We're not talking about coconut kefir. We're not talking about whatever kind of kefir there is besides for milk kefir, okay? So kefir grains are small and squishy. I don't know if you've ever seen them before, but in order to sit there and make kefir, you have to have kefir grains. And there's different kinds of grains. And for tonight, we're going to be talking about milk kefir. And these squishy grains are used to start fermenting process of making milk kefir, okay? You need to have these grains in order to sit there and make kefir, okay? These rubbery grains, right? I saw in one study it said bits, but they're not bits, they're grains, are actually live probiotic sources. So you got these live, good, healthy, squishy grains, okay? And they're kind of like a white to light white, sometimes clear looking, sometimes even a little bit yellow, depending on how long you've had the batch of kefir grains, okay? So these kefir grains are responsible for creating the healthy gut bacteria that we want, okay? So right now, if you're having any issues with your health, I don't care what it is, I can almost guarantee you that it has to do with an imbalance in your gut bacteria. I don't care what the condition is, fill in the blank, okay? And you're gonna see here in a second how serious I am about this. And once again, don't tune off because there's probably a lot of things you're probably thinking like, oh, I've tried kefir before, but make sure that you've tried the real, authentic kefir. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the next point, and the next point, I'm hoping that it'll pull up here in a second, here we go, is to educate yourself. You have to educate yourself. So the first thing you have to do is you actually have to know about kefir, and then you have to truly educate yourself about what kefir is. So how healthy is kefir for you? Okay, yogurt is best known as a probiotic source that normally has about 4 to 8 strands of bacteria. And once again, if you're buying that yogurt, once again at the at the grocery store, or any of those yogurts that have a lot of sugar in them, you're doing yourself a disservice and you're wasting yourself a bunch of time. So be very careful when it comes to that kind of yogurt, because yogurt and kefir kind of cut of the same cloth, but they just go through a different process in order to be made. And the difference between kefir and yogurt is yogurt, like I said, good yogurt normally has about 4 to 8 strands of healthy bacteria, where kefir has about 30 different strands of healthy bacteria. And you're probably like, well, why does that make a difference? It makes a humongous difference when it comes to your health. The more strands of healthy bacteria, the better your overall ecology, and then your gut function is gonna sit there and work. So you wanna go for more strands. So instead of going for regular yogurt or even the kefir store-bought stuff, you wanna stay away from that junk too, because it's loaded in sugar. You wanna sit there and get the true, authentic, real kefir that is loaded with good, healthy bacteria. So, here we go. This is something that I sat there and was reading. I was I was like, wow, like people are gonna wanna know this. Is people with candida, okay, I don't know if you guys know what candida is, but if you have candida, can only take kefir in small amounts. And I'm not gonna call somebody's name out, but my neighbor, I gave her some kefir here probably about a couple months ago, and she couldn't handle the kefir. Her stomach got extremely upset, and she was going straight to the bathroom. So one of the keys is to educate yourself is possibly you might have candida, and I'm getting ready to tell you what candida is in case you don't know. But if you do have candida, you want to ease into it with kefir, because when you throw these good guys on these bad guys inside, before you know it, it's going to be a war, and it's going to make you feel even worse for a little while. So you have to ease into it and start throwing some kefir, which is the good guys, on the bad guys. But you don't want to throw a million of them on the bad guys and and expect to squash them like a nuclear bomb. You want to sit there and start doing it slowly, because if you don't, then you're not going to get the benefits that you're looking for, and you might get discouraged and you might give up. So you probably want to start off just simply with a matter of like 2 to 4 ounces in the morning and see how your stomach responds. And then before you know it, you'll be able to gradually go up. So what are symptoms of candida? Listen in. If you have any kind of health condition whatsoever, anything, I want you to listen to this list. You might have a symptom that is on this list. And part of, candida, it comes in 3 different forms. Metabolic, mental, and whole body, okay? So I'm gonna read off some of the symptoms. I'll go a little slow, but I want you guys to hear these. If you have any of these symptoms, there's a good chance you might have candida, which is like an overgrowth of bad bacteria in your gut. So weight gain, obesity, okay? Increased belly fat, high sugar cravings, alcohol cravings, anorexia, bulimia, indigestion, acid reflux, bloating, gas, irritable bowel syndrome, hypoglycemia, metabolic syndrome, thyroid dysfunction, oral thrush, constipation, diarrhea, PMS, high anxiety, hyperactivity, ADD, mental problems, memory problems, brain fog, confusion, indecisiveness, sense of floating, learning disabilities, depression, night sweats, lack of concentration, mood swings, increased irritability, sleep problems, night sweats, headaches, migraines, chronic fatigue, muscle weakness, irregular heartbeat, cold hands, cold feet, allergies, acne, dandruff, frequent infections, asthma, persistent cough, itching, running nose, sinus, inflammation, ear pain, itching, chronic joint pain, low sex drive, impotence, painful intercourse, fungal infections, and rectal and vaginal itching. Woo! Man, that was a lot of things that I sat there and named off. So if you have anything on that list, that possibly means you might have an overgrowth of bad gut bacteria, which they call candida. So stay tuned in, you're gonna wanna hear this. And once again, we're almost over. So we know what the first thing is. We gotta know what kefir is. Then we gotta educate ourselves deeper on it. And then we gotta get some facts, okay? Which is the F in kefir. Is what's the nutritional value of kefir? It contains high levels of vitamin B12, calcium, magnesium, vitamin K2, biotin, folate, enzymes, and probiotics. And best of all, it is low in sugar. It's not high in sugar like, if you were drinking regular milk, or if you're, having, store-bought yogurt, or even store-bought kefir, you're gonna sit there and have something that's kind of like counterproductive. You think you're doing something good, but it's not really good because it's high in sugar, and you're feeding the bad guys, because the bad guys feed off the sugar, right? So now we got some facts. Now we need to go into the I. So we got KEFI, which is improvements, okay? Improvements. What are the benefits of drinking kefir? It boosts immunity. It builds bone strength. It potentially fights cancer. Once again, I'll say potentially because that's what you need to say on these kind of things. Supports digestion. It helps heal leaky gut. Once again, it helps heal. Read in between the lines on that. It helps IBS. It helps kill candida. And let me just stop right here. There is candida experts that say that literally without kefir, specifically raw milk kefir, you truly sit there and you can't really win the battle with the bad guys. They're saying that it's not even an if, and, or but. You must use kefir in order to sit there and really elevate the good bacteria to tackle the bad bacteria. So if you got any of those symptoms on that list prior, you need to sit there and listen up, and once again, check with your doctor and all this kind of stuff. They're probably going to sit there and say, oh, that's a bunch of garbage. That's not in medical textbooks. But once again, like I always tell you guys, I would challenge you to do some of your own research, test everything and make sure it's approved. Test even what I'm saying and look above and beyond and see exactly what you feel led to do in your spirit. So, it improves allergies, it helps heal the skin, it helps build muscle. When I was down and out on my health journey, I got real skinny, like 135 pounds. And then before you know it, I found out about kefir. I actually found out from Dr. Jordan Rubin, and then I met him in person, and then I started taking kefir, and then before you know it, I just blew up. I was like 190 pounds. I thought I was on steroids. I was getting big so quick, and not big as in like overweight. I was big as in like strong, and I had like just crazy strength. So it's great for strength. It can help you lose weight too. You just got to make sure that you're not in a calorie surplus. We'll talk about that in another video in a different day. It also is great for aging. It's great for insomnia. If you have sleep problems, you need to check out kefir. Kefir is great for sleep problems. If you have problems sleeping, or you're up and down, you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, or you go to sleep fast and then you wake up fast, and you don't really get that deep sleep, what kefir is going to do is it's going to fill those nutritional deficiencies, and it's going to sit there and help your body ease with those amino acids, and you will sit there and get a better quality of sleep. And when you sleep more, you're going to feel better, because sleeping is like a process where your body kind of shuts off and it goes into like a healing zone to where everything in your body is working to get you rejuvenated to be your best the following day. So if you're not sleeping, you got an issue. You might want to try kefir. Also, if you have lactose intolerance, you're like, oh, I can't drink milk. You don't understand, Justin. Guess what? I was one of those people too. And I've heard that on my journey so many times. Well, kefir's made with milk, so how am I supposed to drink it? It all depends on what milk you use. Are you drinking milk straight off the farm, or are you drinking milk in the grocery store? I can't get into all the benefits tonight, but the milk that I'm talking about is more like grass-fed milk, right? Organic, raw milk. You have to do a little research on where to find it. I can kind of point you in the right direction no matter where you are in the entire U.S. I don't care if you're in the middle of the sticks, there's always a place to find the real deal milk. So I can't really go over all the facts tonight of everything kefir does and how much it improves, but there's actually 77 different health benefits. So now we're going to the last point, okay? Which is the best point of all, which is, are you ready? Ready. The R is ready. Are you ready, or are you gonna stay stagnant? Are you gonna keep on doing the same thing over and over? Are you ready to change your life? Are you ready to get better? Once again, you guys know the whole deal with the walk and talk. What we do is we look at the playbook. The playbook is the Word of God. We believe the playbook has all the words of every answer and solution that you need in your life. And I don't know why this verse came to me as I was making this message, but it came at this time, and I'm like, you know what? We're going to talk about it. But it says, behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do not perceive it, I will make a way, or do you not perceive it, I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. So right now, are you having a desert moment? Are you tired of doing the same things over and over and over? Maybe God's showing you something tonight in this live, that He's showing you something new, right? Maybe He's showing you something that you need to incorporate into your regimen. Maybe you already feel like you got it all figured out, but you're not feeling optimal, right? Like when you get to a point where you're feeling optimal, you don't have to do a billion things. But in the meantime, like I always tell you, if you get so far off course in the wrong direction, then you got to fight your way back up the mountain. You have to take the right steps. And this is part of one of the steps I believe is the right step. So are you ready to change your health for the better? Are you ready to try something new? And if so, give kefir a try. Wow, I sound like a little spokesperson. give kefir a try. Let me try that once again. Give kefir a try. Anyways, that was corny. But we have to remember, we have to know about kefir. Now you guys know. Now you're educated. You're educated with what you need to know. You know some facts. You know it has all these good things that can actually fill the deficiencies that you have that are causing all these bad symptoms. We know that it's going to go to battle and fight the bad guys because kefir is loaded with a bunch of good guys, right? It's going to help your body improve. You're going to see improvements because it's good for all kinds of conditions. There is actually one video on YouTube that literally says it's good for over 60 different conditions. I just didn't have that much time, like I said, to sit there and go over everything. But it's pretty much, if I was on an island by myself, literally, and I've said this many times before, and there was one food I could take, it would be kefir, 100% without a doubt. So the last point is ready. Are you ready? Or are you ready to keep on doing the same thing and leaving those symptoms on that list and just defining yourself and saying, you know what? I got the thorn, this is who I am. Or do you want to sit there and put a stop to this so you can be your best, so you can give your best? So that's all I got for you tonight, because we can't go over everything. I don't have my kitchen in front of me, right? I can't show you everything, but what I will tell you is that I was up late last night and I was working on something because I want to show you guys how important this is to me and how important it should be to you. So if you would like to know how to make this kefir stuff and what you need to sit there and purchase in order to sit there and get the kefir batch rolling, which doesn't cost much at all. Kefir grains cost about a total of $11, and they'll last you a long time as long as you feed them with the right milk. I have made a YouTube video for you that we've never done this before, but I'm going to launch it as soon as we get off here. As soon as we're done off this live, I'm going straight to my YouTube creator account and I'm putting, you know what, check, please sit there and go live. And I'm hoping and praying and believing that you guys will tune into that video. It will take 6 to 7 minutes of your life, and it could possibly make an impact to change your life forever. And if you would, as always, if you could drop a little comment, show a little love. I do these things because, like I told you, when I was down and out, flat on my face, covered in tears, people were bringing things to me and I was testing everything. I'm like, nope, this is working, this does work. You know, this may work. But when it comes to kefir, I'm here to tell you, I believe no matter what studies have shown, there's certain studies out there like, oh, you got to watch out for that because it's not good for this, it's not good for that. I'm telling you, I tell you stuff that works, right? Because I live it out. You can come into my kitchen right now and you'll see kefir on my counter. You can ask my brother, my mom, my sister, my dad, everybody that's been involved in my life and my journey. Kefir is a staple. And once again, it's extremely easy to make. It takes literally a couple minutes a day. If that, you can do it, I can do it. And you know what? We're on this journey not to settle. We're on this journey to become the best versions of ourselves. Because if we can become the best versions of ourselves, we're going to be able to give our best. But how are we going to give our best if we always have this list of 90 things, or I'm dealing with this, or I can't sleep, or I have a headache, or I have a migraine, or I have a problem gaining weight, or I have a problem losing weight, or I have a problem with anxiety, or I have a problem with whatever it is, acid reflux, etc.